Yes, yes, fight fans, body and mind sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. Let's first tackle Ben Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. The rematch is on for the 20th of this very April, Easter Sunday to be exact, my guys, my people. I have to say that I am glad that this fight seems to finally be getting some headway, because there was a point when neither team could agree on whether this fight here should be for 10 rounds or for 12 rounds, my guys, my people. And it could have put this whole fight into great jeopardy and really had me doubting as to whether this fight would even happen at all, my guys, my people. And that was even after Ben Shalom, he went on Talk Sports to clarify that yes, the fight is happening and it would be a 10 rounder, my guys, my people. But how could I take Ben Shalom's word for it when the opposition team had yet to confirm Shalom's claims? Not only that, but Shalom made this claim 3 days ago, and at the time I checked on BoxRec, and where BoxRec normally displays the number of rounds allocated to a specific bout, to a specific scheduled bout. Well, for this specific bout here, my guys, my people, all they had next to it was a huge question mark, which of course meant that even BoxRec, they were not sure whether this was going to be a 10 round fight or a 12 round fight, my guys, my people. But I must say that today I did go check on BoxRec, and of course BoxRec displayed that it would be for 10 rounds, my guys, my people. So rest assured, this fight is happening and it will be a 10 rounder, my guys, my people. But where did this whole issue stem from in the first place? Well, Ben Whittaker, who wanted to engage in a 10 round fight just like their first fight, well, he was given a contract to sign for a 10 round bout. However, the same boxer and Ben Shalom, my guys, my people, they made a mistake and sent a 12 round fight contract to the opposition team, Liam Cameron, my guys, my people. And Liam Cameron totally chuffed, rubbing his hands, my guys, my people, because in the first bout, we had Whittaker quit. He quit in just 6 rounds. You know, he found a way out by throwing himself along with Cameron over the ropes and out of the ring, and that's how he got out of that situation. Also, within 2 or 3 rounds, he was totally spent and showing signs of fatigue, my guys, my people. So who do you think a 12th round bout is going to suit more? Of course, Liam Cameron, my guys, my people, because having signed that 12th round contract, he is now sitting in a position where he can, possibly assure himself a win. It's as simple as that, my guys, my people. So when Ben Shalom and Boxer noticed the mistake they made and notified Liam Cameron of it, well, he was not willing to budge and change that contract, my guys, my people. So at that point, desperate Shalom and Boxer, they had to of course now bow to Liam Cameron's new terms, and that was of course to receive compensation, which he did receive, to change that contract to a 10th round fight contract, my guys, my people. So this was a very, very costly blunder, which Ben Shalom, he admits the mistake was due to an admin error on their side. An error which extended beyond Cameron alone, because they used the same contract template for other 12 round bouts that were issued wrongly. So yeah, this mistake was wide and broad, my guys, my people. I wonder whether Shalom had to fork out for those other fighters like he did Cameron. is worth speculating, and even you know even worth speculating also is what could have happened to the specific person that made this error. My guys, my people, you can only wonder, man. You can only wonder. But look, my guys. Ben Shalom, he did say that this issue was rectified almost immediately as soon as they noticed the mistake. However, it was dragged on for about 3 weeks or so, my guys. But what do you expect, Shalom? All is fair in peace and war. Boxing is as much mind games as it is physical. So all you got to do is make sure you are ready and don't get rattled, because that is exactly what Frank Warren and Team Cameron are looking to do. Just to get that early advantage, my guys, my people. So as long as you are ready and you're not rattled, then you got nothing to worry about. Just learn the game. This is what happens in boxing. In fact, this is what happens in life, my guys. Look, people, the only thing that I've learned from what has transpired is that Ben Whittaker, Team Whittaker, Ben Shalom don't have 100 faith that Whittaker goes ahead and beats Cameron in the rematch, my guys, my people. Because if they did, why would they fork out that compensation money to Cameron to have this contract changed from a 12-round bout to a 10-rounder, my guys, my people? Makes absolutely zero sense. The mistake has been made already. If you are confident, it shouldn't matter how many rounds you are fighting for. Go ahead and beat the opposition, my guys, my people. And if they even had a minute speck of confidence and they still pay that money, then they play themselves, and they got played by every and anybody in the opposition team, my guys, my people. And also on the note of the admin error, my guys, total schoolboy error that should have never been made. I mean, your fighter is going into the most, possibly the most important fight of his career, and you can't even review and cross-check documents before you send them over. Man, look, I'm done with these people, man. I'm totally done with them. My people, it is time to move on, and what I want to talk about, Ben Shalom appealing TKV's TKO loss at the hands of David Adeleye, my guys, my people, in their British heavyweight title bout, my guys, my people, that ended controversially in the 6th round. Well, Ben Shalom's appeal was an attempt to have the result of that fight there, that TKO loss of TKV, to be overturned to a no contest, which should have been granted. Because in all fairness, he was in the right. Adeleye did breach the rules, my guys, my people. However, the board of controls, they rejected his appeal. However, though, they did admit that the referee on the night made a total cock up of the job, my guys, my people, and so I've called for a rematch, my guys, my people, which is just not good enough. It's not good enough, my guys, my people, because David Adeleye won that bout and the title off the back of the infringement that he made in that very 6th round, when the referee, when both fighters came into a clinch, called for a break, not once but twice, clearly, my guys, my people. Now, what I didn't like in that situation there that the referee did is that he went around and yanked off TKV's left arm off of David Adeleye when they were both holding one another. I didn't see him yanking Adeleye's arm, and that would, of course, confuse any fighter and would force them to let their guard down, my guys, my people. That was totally uncalled for. The referee made an infringement there. Where is his punishment? Where is his punishment, my guys, my people? But look, Regardless, as we know, the rule of boxing, when the referee calls break, you are not allowed to launch a left hook on hearing that order and drop your opponent, which is what Adeleye did. He dropped TKV, my guys. That alone, bottom line, is an infringement, my guys, my people. So it is punishable, and he should have either well, he could have got disqualified, but that is only if TKV was unable to continue. But he did make the referees count and did continue, my guys, my people. However, you could clearly see that he was on noodle legs, right? Totally unaware of where he was. He was obviously concussed and hurt, my guys, my people. So much that when he did continue, he's not going to continue with the same legs under his feet. He's not going to continue with the same awareness of his position, you know, or even the fight. My guys, my people, he will not continue with the same power that, you know, that he was fighting with before, my guys, my people. So Adeleye definitely benefited from that infringement, because he went on immediately to you know, stop a defenseless TKV, my guys, my people. The referee had to stop the fight, step in to stop the fight and wave it off, because, you know, TKV just couldn't protect himself anymore at that point, my guys, my people. So the disqualification, according to the British Boxing Board of Control, if according to the rules of boxing, if TKV was able had stayed on the ground on the canvas and not gotten up, then it could have resulted in a possible disqualification for David Adeleye. But regardless, it was an infringement. You punched when the referee said break, which means don't punch, right? And that in itself is against the rules. If not a disqualification, maybe a minor you know, punishment, such as ducking him a point, right? Ducking Adeleye a point, and of course giving TKV the required 5 minutes for him to recover according to the rules of the sport. None of those you know, measures did the referee administer in this situation. None of it, my guys, my people. None. So yeah, a total cock up of the job, something that the British Boxing Board of Controls admitted. But I've seen that the rules of the sport in itself is very questionable, because obviously TKV couldn't continue, regardless of, well, he couldn't continue how, you know, how he was fighting before. You know, he couldn't go back to fighting like that when his legs were totally not underneath him anymore, and like I said, concussed, his awareness not there, so he just open to get beaten up. You know, so obviously Adeleye's infringement, right, by throwing that punch, gained him an advantage. So a fighter, if the rules were serious rules, a fighter should not be able to gain an advantage from an infringement. So not only did he gain an advantage now over TKV in the engagement of the fight, my guys, my people, but he, off of that infringement, he went on to win the bout and the British heavyweight title on top of that, my guys, my people, which is total bullshit. Boxing, my guys, is the wild, wild west. The rules, man, I mean, everybody is saying is boxing broken. Well, it's broken, all right, but it didn't break today. It broke a long time ago. The rules itself got cracks in it, and too many loopholes for fighters who break the rules to be able to get out of the situation. Not only that, but get out smiling, laughing with a win and a title on their notch, my guys, my people. And what about the person who the infringement was made against, right? TKV. well, he walks away with a loss and nothing, and the possibility to get a rematch. But what does that matter when he's got the loss on his fight record? Well, at least he would get a chance to lay things to rest and settle the matter. Both of them will get a chance to do that, actually. But look, the win is there on Adeleye's record. The loss is on TKV's record. And who's to say that TKV will be the same fighter going forward? That was a heavy knockdown. The fact that he couldn't continue, obvious signs there that he was concussed. But yeah, let's see what they can do in this situation, my guys, my people, going forward, my guys, my people. Yeah, one thing I do want to add though, yes, in boxing it is protect yourself at all time, but really that is a safety measure that fighters are supposed to adhere to keep themselves safe, in addition to the rules that have been placed in the sport to guarantee their safety, or should I say to you know, keep them safe. So as many safety measures as possible, basically. Yeah, so protect yourself at all times is an additional rule. It does not mean that if your opponent is open to be hit, when the ref screams break and you are at a clinch, that you should launch a vicious punch, Adeleye. So yeah, man, it doesn't make sense that he actually got away with this and got the title. Boxing is broken, for real, for real. The rules got cracks in it, big time, my guys, my people. But that is all I've got for you know, this topic here, my guys. Let's move on. Let's move on, my guys. Yeah, I want to talk about David Benavidez, now the new WBC champion at 175 pounds. While Dimitri BIVOL, well, he had to drop that title so that, you know, David Benavidez could be elevated after he chose not to oblige the mandatory order made by, you know, the WBC to fight the interim champion, David Benavidez, my guys, my people. So Benavidez now the full WBC champ, my guys, my people. But since he didn't get the title by beating the champion, right? So he didn't have to throw a punch. So does that mean that he is an emo champ? Because this emo champ thing here, I mean, it's just become a bit too common. I don't think that every champion that, you know, gets elevated is an emo champ, my guys, my people. Some of them have already proved themselves. David Benavidez has proved themselves a world over at 168 pounds, waiting for Saul Canelo Alvarez. And Saul Canelo Alvarez, so shook, running away, didn't want to honor his mandatory in Benavidez. And he's proved himself as well at 175. Who the hell is going to beat him? BIVOL ain't going to beat him. Better Beef sure ain't going to beat him. Better Beef style is tailor-made for Benavidez. I guarantee you 100%. He will crack Better Beef and open him up. For real, for real. Let's understand that. Look, everybody is jumped on this Better Beef BIVOL bandwagon, and yes, they are great, but you need to know who are the real monsters, my guys. Benavidez is a monster for real, my guys, my people. And look, so I wouldn't call him a what's it called, an emo champ, because he beat the interim champion. He beat the interim champion in Alexander Vosdik. You know, for him to claim his interim titleage and become mandatory to the champion himself. And since the champion didn't fight him, he deserves to be elevated, because that's like, you know, take for example, somebody comes to jack you, yeah? Jack what you own, but you don't protect what you own. Then obviously it's going to be taken away from you, isn't it? That is what the rules are based on. You know, That is what it is. It's a simple jack move, right? A simple jack move. But at the same time, I would not call BIVOL a duck. It's too early to call him a duck, because the way I see it, first and foremost, the WBC are not first in line to order their mandatory. It's the IBF and Michael Eifert, right? Who is the IBF interim champion, my guys, my people. And as for the WBC making that order, I think they just wanted to step on BIVOL's toes and on Turki Al-Sheikh, who it seems they are not on good terms at this particular moment. They wanted to have a show of power to show that, look, we can make real decisions as well, and we can put on fights that the fight fans want. Get the fuck out of here, WBC. Were you not the same people that were blocking Benavidez's progress at 168 pounds to protect their cash cow in Saul Canelo Alvarez, right? Now, BIVOL is not such a big name. It's not big like Saul, not even close, you know. So, yeah, you can see what they're doing there. First, they're trying to step on BIVOL's toes, Turki Al-Sheikh's toes, and they don't see the worth in BIVOL, my guys, my people. Outside of Riyadh season, they don't really see the worth in him, my guys, my people. So that is what they have done there. They should have at least allowed BIVOL to make a voluntary defense, just like they allowed Saul Canelo Alvarez to do for 3 years or so. Now, I'm not saying that they should have allowed BIVOL 3 years, but at least allow him to make one voluntary defense, my guys, my people, instead of jumping the queue to order their mandatory. Absolute foolishness, my guys, my people. Who are they trying to kid, my guys? But yeah, on the talk of BIVOL, did he duck Benavidez or not? Like I said, it is too early yet. If he goes ahead and beats Artur Beterbiev, right, and does not, you know, come forward after to honor his mandatory in David Benavidez, then I can say it's a clear duck. A clear duck after that. There's no argument about this, my guys, my people, because there's talks that he could go ahead to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Canelo Alvarez, once again, wants to step on toes. Stay in your damn division. You already lost to BIVOL. You ain't gonna beat BIVOL. Please. Like, come on, man. Somebody just put Saul Canelo Alvarez in his place. Now, I know, yeah, that Turki Al-Sheikh has possibly made, you know, left that opportunity open for Saul Canelo Alvarez to possibly fight BIVOL, because that is possibly the only way he could have made the Canelo Crawford fight, you know. So yeah, he had to give Canelo something in order to get something. That is what I think happened in that situation there. But no, Benavidez is not an email champion. I know Benavidez, he said that, look, getting elevated is not the best way that he would have liked to get this title. I mean, he would have liked to throw a punch at least before he could have got that championship, but he's going to be representing the championship really well and show that he's worthy for that status by giving the fighters the best fights, which he is going to do, because as I can see it, nobody at one you know, 7-5 is gonna beat him. Nobody, my guys, my people. Now there is talks of him fighting Callum Smith, right? Defending that title against the WBO interim champion Callum Smith, my guys, my people. And I'm glad, because Callum Smith was not going to fight him without a title on the line. But now they've gone into talks. They are now in talks to try and make that fight happen, because there's a title in place now. Callum Smith, listen, people are underestimating, people are not respecting who David Benavidez is. You got to show respect where respect is due. Give him his credit. Callum Smith said it out of his own mouth. Yes, look, that fight is possible, but he was hoping to fight for a title. Now there's a title there, my guys, my people. So negotiations have ensued, and I would like despite US promotions preferring their fighters to fight on US soil, well, I believe Benavidez, Callum Smith in the WBC title fight will be bigger on UK soil. They can fight at Callum Smith's hometown, my guys, my people of Liverpool, at Anfield, Liverpool FC's home stadium, my guys. Capacity of 61,000 fans. That will be sold out on UK soils, my guys, my people, without a shadow of a doubt, my guys, my people. So let's get that fight ASAP. I hear they're in negotiations, like I've said. Let's get it, my guys, my people. Also hearing talks of Benavidez possibly facing Anthony Yard next, my guys, my people. I don't like the idea of that fight. Yard's last fight, you could argue that he possibly lost that fight against an opponent nobody knows anything about, I think it's time to make Anthony Yard versus Joshua Buatsi a great British mashup fight, my guys, my people. Buatsi, who is coming off a loss to Callum Smith, who he lost his WBO interim title to, my guys, my people. I don't know what is really going on there that is complicating that situation, but they need to sort it out, my guys, my people. With that said, that's all I have for you people on this one. Before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, of course, drop your comments below, and as always, my people, stay super blessed.